Hi, this is Navya from White Falcon Publishing, and today I'm going to be in conversation with Tushima Kumar, the author of Whispers Between Lines. Tushima Kumar is a poet currently based out of Manila, Philippines, with a background in electronics engineering and 30 years of career in the IT sector. Talking about her work, it explores themes of beauty of everyday moments. So her work, Whisper Between Lines, is a tender and expensive collection of poems inspired by the everyday moments that have shaped our author's life. The verses traverse the pilgrim's journey to Vaishno Devi, evoke starlit memories from our author's Tarsar Marsar hike, and explore the bonds of childhood friendship alongside the restless beauty of urban existence. With an intimate tone, the poet attunes to the unspoken truth concealed between the lines, exploring universal human experience, a dawn prayer, the warmth of enduring friendship, the rhythm of a restless night, and the sorrow of a losing mother. This book offers solace for those who seek comfort in memory and discover the extraordinary with the fabric of everyday mundane life. So, Tushima Kumar ma'am is with us today. First of all, you are welcome, ma'am. And I'm really excited to have a conversation with you. But before that, I would like you to tell us something about yourself and your work. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Vanshika. This is a great opportunity for me. Um, Something about myself. I think you've already given that introduction. So I have I was born in Lucknow and followed my heart to with an education in engineering, and technology was always close to my heart. Mentoring women in tech has always been my passion. And then life took over with marriage, two daughters, and trotting around the globe more like a trailing spouse. So there was no, and I switched from country to another country, cities to another city, um, changing organizations in different domain. And after I think 30 years of work, I decided, okay, let me just take a pause. And I took I would not say retirement, but I would say rediscovering myself. Yeah. So
That sounds really interesting. Yeah, thank you so much for introducing yourself, ma'am. And now we are moving on with the questions. So, my first question is very similar to what you have just told about yourself. Like, after 30 years in the IT world, what made you finally return to your childhood love for poetry?
uh, well, poetry, I don't think never really left me. But as I said, life was so rushed these past years with my work, with managing home, managing children. I just never had time to get around to it. Corporate life is all about moving so fast to deliver outcomes. And poetry, like you need to take a pause, you need to reflect, you need to listen to your own self. So yeah, after 30 years, I allowed myself to take a pause, a brief pause. I stepped away from work. It also gave me time to listen to my own thoughts, and that's how poetry again came back to me. Yeah.
So, you are kind of connecting back with yourself, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so moving on to the next question. So the title, Whispers Between Lines, is beautiful and subtle, right? So what do the whispers represent for you personally?
Well, whispers are all the things which we don't say out loudly. These are the emotions which we carry deep inside, whether it's grief, whether it's gratitude, longing, or love. And these emotions exist in the pauses of our life. This book is a way of my way of listening to those soft voices inside me in the ordinary moments of life.
So yeah, again, as you mentioned, so many of your poems are inspired by everyday moments, right? And so, how do you train yourself to notice poetry in ordinary life? How you do that?
I don't think I train myself. It just happens whenever I'm not rushing, whenever I'm not. I'm wandering down a street and I don't have any deadline to meet to, or an agenda, or a list to do. That's when sort of life reveals itself. Whether it's walk down an alley, and I remember my past, or some old memory triggers, or a stranger's smile, or a kindness by someone just passing by. These are moments, just very ordinary moments. I think they are in everyone's life, but we mostly don't have the time to stop and reflect and just take a pause there. So poetry shows up whenever life is not rushed.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, moving on to the next question. So your collection moves from spiritual journey like Vaishno Devi to personal memories and urban reflections. How do travel and place shape your writing?
Well, places hold memories, and they also carry phases of a life. So each place I have been to or traveled to, um, it reflects a moment, or a moment in that time when I was there, whether I was building my life, whether I was building my career, being ambitious, or running and training for an ultra marathon, or grieving, or just belonging. And and whenever we are traveling, it removes the routine work, and when you remove the routine, that's when reflection happens. So it's many of my poems were born in that time between arrival and return, when I'm going from one place to another.
And you also mentioned about Tarsar Marsar hike in your work. So what did that experience awaken in you as a poet?
Uh, it taught me silence. It taught me deep healing. It taught me, when we were in the deep mountains, how how small I was in that forest, in the woods, between those huge mountains. And they didn't need any validation. They were just there for us to take in that beauty. And it also taught me that not everything needs words. Um, some things can come up just by listening to nature, or listening to one's own self and our own thoughts. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great answer. And also, as an empty nester living far from your daughters, has distance influenced your themes of memory and longing?
Very much so. Like, distance always has a way of sharpening emotions. With my two daughters away, I'm always like, a call comes from them, and I just stop anything and everything to pick up their call first. Um, it also, I remember moments with them more vividly. I treasure those memories when they were small, and life was so different then. The longing in my poems, which is reflected, it doesn't come from sadness, it just comes from love. So, and motherhood, even from afar, it continues to shape me and how deeply I feel as time is passing by.
That's great. Okay, and your tone feels intimate and reflective. So, do you write more for yourself first, or do you think about your readers while writing?
All the poems which I have been written at different phases of my life, and they're always for myself. Writing is what gives me a sense of life. But once the poem is written, I published this collection, and this is my debut. I thought, let it go out to the reader, and if even one of the readers can connect, or sees their own story in any one of the poems, that would be the most beautiful outcome I could hope for.
Yeah, as a writer, I understand. We just want our readers to feel connected, and. So, my last question is very much relatable to this thing only. So, what do you hope your readers carry with them after finishing your work, Whispers Between Lines?
I hope they take away permission to slow down, just like I gave myself permission to slow down in life. To slow down, to feel deeply, to notice the ordinary things in life, to listen to their own whispers. So life doesn't always speak loudly, but it's always speaking. So I hope this book encourages the readers to listen to the ordinary around them.
Yeah, perfect. Happiness is always in the small moments, right? Okay, so yeah, that was a very lovely conversation. And it was actually very deep and meaningful. And I got to know so much about your life, emotions, and your experiences, and your relationship with your daughters. And I hope the viewers and readers also enjoy your wonderful work, just like I enjoyed this conversation with you. So, while wrapping this interview, I would like to request all the viewers to buy a copy of Whispers Between Lines. It is available on Flipkart, Amazon, and WFP stores. Once you read the book, please consider reviewing it and talking about it. So, finally, thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today, for taking out your time. And it was really nice and really lovely talking to you. And thank you so much again.
Thank you so much.